At the climax of creation, God decided to do something very, very good, very outstanding, beautiful in its own structure. The creation of the world, the creation of animals, the land, the sea, the creation of the mountains, the creation of the oceans was not complete until God created man. And even the creation of man was not fully completed until the creation of women. As someone once said, that men were just a rough draft. The final draft is actually the women. For when God wanted to create the world, he used the water and the earth as a womb from where he picked up and he called things into existence. In a similar way, also after God had created man, women became the womb from where the whole human race would be raised from. Is it not interesting to you, particularly if you're a lady out there, in as much as you try to be fashionable, you try to be intelligent and smart, but that your body functions in the exact cycle which the entire universe is running on? The issues of the months, the issues of the moons, the movement of the sun around the universe, and your body actually responds to that kind of a cosmical space. True to say, many women will struggle to become modern, but in their essence of creation, women are cosmological. It is here that the mystery of life, it is incubated within the human species. It is important, therefore, for women. Look around yourself. Look around the seasons of the year, summer, autumn, winter, and spring, and put yourself in harmony. Put yourself in tune with the seasons that are happening around you. You might just find life to be much more interesting. Winter time, do the stuff that is done in winter. Summertime, learn time to plant, time to harvest, time to shed off your trees, time to sink your roots, times of the winds and etc. And you would find that in terms of your beauty, your hair, your nails, your body and etc., you would manage it better, for you are a natural person. And if you look around how the universe functions, you might actually just find that there are lots of secrets out there that can assist you to drive life. And God put Adam to rest. I like that part there. God does not need men to supervise him when he's creating good stuff for him. When Adam is fast asleep and knocked off from existence, God begins to do something for him. Even in your life also, God can do some stuff for you without you supervising him. And when Adam was fast asleep, God opened the first operation, cut him on the side and pulled out a rib. So we say men were created from the dust, but women are created from bones. Is that not interesting? That men are much softer than women. Men can take pain. Women can. Much more. I wonder what would happen if men were supposed to deliver children. But in the midst of this bone, in the midst of this marrow, in the midst of this structure, the internal structure that makes men stand are bones. And God does not go for the flesh. God does not go for the toes. God goes for the bones. In other words, within the women species, God intended to see the solidity, the solidifying factors that will stabilize men at essence. And God did not pick up the bones from the head, lest women should think that they are here to rule over us. Or pick up the bones from the toes, lest women should be trembled underfoot. But God picked up the rib from the side, clearly telling us the helpmate idea, and putting women as companions, and putting women on the softer side of the men's species. Interesting enough, some women have thought to themselves, they will manage their mind in fashions that are becoming complicated, converting their homes into police stations. But in the essence of happiness, women should just find the softer side of their men and fit in to that space. Don't walk in front of him. He might not want to follow you. Don't walk behind him. He might not be leading anywhere. Just walk beside him. And you would find that relationships are built from mutual understanding. When Eve is created, she's presented to Adam. I like that part. Way before God brought Eve to Adam, God had spent enough time with Adam. So there's no man who is ready to have a relationship with a woman unless he has spent enough time with God. It is from the depth of your relationship with God that you can begin to establish relationships with other people. And even when Eve is created also, Adam is out of the picture. Clearly telling us also, God spent enough time with Eve. And then he brought her to Adam. What does that say? Before you, lady, find a man, or if you want to stay with a man nicely, before you can find meaning in him, you need to have established a reliable relationship with your God. It is from your relationship with God that you can also begin to establish meaningful relationships with other people. So this thing of I have my better half in my own world, it's a pile of rubbish. God never created halves. There's nothing called a better half. Two complete human beings come together and make one complete thing. Therefore, 1 + 1 is equal to 1. Rather than someone thinking that I am insufficient, I am not complete until I find my better half, then you're abnormal. God created nothing abnormal. Have a life as a woman. If you make the man your life, you're going to be miserable. Have a life as a man. Have your hobbies. Have things that you do with your time. If you make your wife your employment, then you're going to make it horrible. You end up being abusive. People must learn to find the completeness of life with God by themselves. Therefore, the horizontal connection between husband and wife is an impossible act, by the way, because we're opposite sex by nature. But as two human beings, like on a triangle, begin to move towards God, the distance between them becomes smaller and smaller. Therefore, we are only closer as we are closer to God. And we are far and far from each other as we are far from God. It is in God that we unite, not in each other. Because by essence, by creation, by nature, by wiring, by thinking, if you want to be happy as a woman, then go and get another woman and get married to her. Same thing with a man, because they think exactly the same like you. But how come we marry the opposite sex? Because it is in this oppositeness that we can begin to learn the mystery of marriage, the mystery of homes. Come with me now. You need to understand that your privacy with God prepares you for your public interaction with the greater family itself. And Adam and Eve are brought together. I've always had this question, of course, never got married, by the way. God just took Eve and placed her there, and he walked away. And the chemistry was right, the learning was okay. There was no orientation. They had to take each other. Is that not true? Many of us mess up our relationships where we come there with baggages, background, histories, boyfriends, girlfriends, exes, ex-wife, ex-husbands, and with a bag full of relationships, you come into this relationship. Some people even say, these are my private parts. Private parts? How many of you have slept with more than 5 people? You no longer have a private part? It's a public terminal. So how can you begin to manage truthfulness in privacy if you have not been truthful in your own privacy? So there is privacy within privacy. And that privacy is personal development, which then interacts with your husband, interact with your wife. But only when the meaningful relationship with God is established will you begin to understand the dynamics of other relationships that are around you. Eve is created as a helpmate for Adam. Through the two of them and their union, you're supposed to make and populate and fill up the whole earth. I also pray that as you're building up your relationship, you would find these moments of privacy as critical to develop a meaningful relationship with your God prior to you having a relationship with anybody else. God bless you.